Hey guys, what is up? It's TotalXclipse here, and today we are breaking down and deeply analysing the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare multiplayer trailer that we saw a couple of days ago. Now I am aware I've got a huge backlog of videos that I need to do at the moment, so they will all be coming, don't worry, they are on their way. We've got Fallout cover, we've got more Call of Duty gameplay, Battlefield 1 beta, which is amazing, but I thought I should publish this first. Now I know all of you are saying that the remastered version of Modern Warfare is the big selling point for this game, and yes, I totally agree with you, and I was disappointed by the original trailer, but I must admit Infinity Ward have done an awesome job, and if anyone can pull this game off, it's going to be Infinity Ward. Now we're going to jump straight into the video. I'm going to actually cut out my face simply because I want you to be able to see the whole screen, so that you can concentrate on everything we're seeing. I don't want my face covering up any bits of information. So I hope you enjoy that. If you guys spot anything that I miss, please let me know in the comment section below. It would really help me out, and also anyone who's watching this video as well. If you do find this video enlightening at all, if you think I've done a good job, please also drop me a thumbs up. It really is appreciated, and it will help get this video out to more people. So thank you very much. Anyway, jumping straight in, cut my face. So let's get down to business. The first thing we see really in this trailer is the Dreadnought look, Dreadnought machine that comes down. It looks a bit like a score streak, a kill streak. Now there are going to be a lot of similarities drawn between Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare, but that is expected. It's the same game essentially with a few different differences. So first off, we get to choose a combat rig suit. Now these are very similar to specialists, and I believe they offer us a new customization option. So you get a choice of one of 3 payloads for each rig suit, and also one of 3 traits for the rig suits as well. Now with the payloads, you are going to have to earn enough of a score, enough points to actually activate it, a bit like the specialist weapons or utility items that we saw in Black Ops 3. We know this because if we look in the bottom right hand corner, we can actually see the specialist payload weapon and how long it has to load up before it can charge up before it's activated. Now the first rig suit that we see is running with the Warfighter rig and is using a rare NV4 Vigilance assault rifle. Now the gun also has a perk, so I presume the better class of weapon, the better the perk. Now also I believe that the NV4 relates to the actual weapon, and the name after it, being Vigilance, relates to the type of gun perk that this weapon has. Now they mentioned that this game will give us more customized options than ever before, and I think what we will be seeing is a lot more depth in choosing weapons. For example, this assault rifle, which has increased damage range and stacks with the rifled barrel. What we may find is people using assault rifles as a more versatile sniper battle rifle style weapon, or people grinding for better weapon perks, such as what we see currently in the Division game at the moment. Now the Warfighter rig comes with 3 payloads. Claw is a rapid fire spread shot firearm with ricochet ballistic rounds. Now this is going to be excellent for clearing out rooms, especially in objective based games such as Domination. My only fear is that you could actually, in theory, kill yourself with the ricochet. So I don't know if they're going to make it so that it doesn't do any damage to us. The next payload is combat focus, which I suppose is the same as in Black Ops 3, where you gain bonus points towards kill streaks when it is activated, and they also have overdrive, which I presume allows the character to move quicker or regenerate their stamina quicker. Now we also see what looks like 3 traits, which may suggest that we lose the 10-point customization allowance and see it replaced with suit-based slots, and then have a separate amount of slots allocated for our weapons, for example, which we do know we will be able to customize. Now the 3 traits on this suit are ping, so whenever you get a kill or assist with the ping activated, a sonar will appear around the enemy's death location on radar, which will reveal enemies in the area to both yourself and your teammates, and killing a pinged enemy will actually give you a bonus score. So that's nice to see. Another way to get those extra points in order to get the best score streaks. Now the next one we have is resupply, which I presume will be the same as scavenger, and there is also persistence, which I can only hazard a guess and believe that for each kill you get, you gain more bonus points, or possibly you could do more bonus damage, whether that's per kill or the amount of hits you get on a character. Now the next character we get a quick look at is Striker, who's using a common Type 2 Frenetic, which looks like a pulse style SMG with the steady gun perk, which reduces hip spread, which can also be stacked with laser sights, which is something quite interesting. That alone, though the gun perk isn't amazing, the fact that it's stackable may make it better to sometimes choose a common classed weapon over a rare classed weapon, making your character really focused in one specific area. Now this choice in customization I think is really going to push us to focus on our own playstyles. So if you're wanting to run and gun straight in, you're going to want something like that. A perk which allows you to get a lot more hits on your hip fire accuracy. If you're wanting to do no scope sniping, that's another thing that you're probably going to be looking for, that kind of weapon trait. Now for Striker's traits we do have three things. We have a trophy drone, which will stop an explosive and then slowly recharge it to be used again, and we also have relay, a trait which I have no idea whatsoever what it could be about, and hardened, which I presume is similar to the Black Ops 3 perk. Now for Striker's payload we see the gravity vortex gun, which does look pretty awesome. We get to see it in a few moments in the actual video, and as well as the choice of a micro turret, which is presumably like a sentry weapon in Black Ops 3, although I think you can also get a bigger sentry style killstreak reward at the moment in Infinity Warfare. If you have a look at the side, you do see the kill streaks, and someone has a sentry weapon. You also have the choice of Centurion, which could be the Dreadnought style suit that we saw dropped at the beginning of the video, or it could be a bit like the robots that we see running around in Black Ops 3 just killing everyone. Now whilst we're moving on to the next screen, we get to see akimbo weapons. They are definitely confirmed again, as well as also seeing a quick look at the wall running, and again, like I mentioned before, we get a quick look at the gravity launcher before dropping over to the Phantom combat rig, which is the Marksman's rig essentially. Now he's running with the KBS longbow stasis, which looks pretty awesome. It's a common class weapon with the focus gun perk, which reduces sway whilst aiming down the sight. The possible traits are marked target, which is quite useful for core games, but not so much hardcore, which I tend to play, which will make a marked target marked and prevent them regaining health, and it will also give you a bonus score when they are killed. But if you guys like me play a lot of hardcore, you might be more interested in the following two perks. So heightened senses, which could be similar to one of the Black Ops 3 perks, I can't think it off the top of my head, which allows you to hear enemies that are near you, or it could also be the one that pings when enemies are quite close, just flashes up on your radar. And last but not least, we have rear guard, which I speculate will probably be the Claymore style utility weapon that we see can choose to use in all of the previous games. Now for his payloads, he has active camo equipped, which allows you to go almost 100% invisible for a short time. Going to be really good for getting out of sticky situations or getting a spring on the enemy. The other two options are Pulsar, which may drop multiple pings on the enemy radars to try and disorientate where they are when they're trying to find you. And the other one is the Ballista EMS, which again, I have no idea about whatsoever. Sorry, I couldn't see anything online about it either. We then move on swiftly to the Merc, which is running with the Titan Scout Epic class, which looks like a light machine gun, and the gun perk is hacks, which gives the weapon a custom hack sight. I don't exactly know what that means, but I can presume that if you're targeting an enemy down the sight, you can actually muck up their aim reticle or even their HUD, such as the power core does in Black Ops 3 at the moment. Or it may be able to hack enemy score streaks. Who knows? The three possible payloads for this are Bull Charge, which allows you to charge forward, killing all enemies in your path. You're going to see that very shortly. Steel Dragon, which I presume will be similar to the Kinetic Shield and make you invincible for a short time. And there is also Reactive Armor, which may be the Kinetic Shield, essentially. Or it could just give you some armor which you get to use indefinitely until it's soaked up too much damage and drops off. But I don't know, I'm just making guesses there. The three traits are Shockwave, which allows you to activate a shockwave which will either kill everyone in the vicinity, like the gravity spikes in Black Ops 3, or it may just shock everyone. I've yet to see how that's used. Also, Infusion would be the next one, and your guess is as good as mine with that trait. And Men-at-Arms as well, or Man-at-Arms, which could possibly be a droid come out to assist you, but I may be mistaken. Or it could be, I suppose, where you don't need to reload your weapon. You can just go on a fire spree. But that is literally me shooting ideas off the top of my head. Then we get a quick look at the Bull Charge, like I mentioned, and then we see the FTL rig, which is the assassin-focused class. Now he's running with the Banshee Rocksteady, which comes with the gun perk Stability, which offers reduced recoil. Now for his payload, we have FTL Jump, which is obviously a blimp-style jump. And he has the choice of also Phase Shift, which I presume is a bit like Glitch, and Eraser, which is possibly a bit like Nomad's Resurrection. Now for the traits, we have Power Slide, which allows you to aim down the sight while sliding, and also increases your slide speed and distance while reducing boost costs. Perception, which I like to think is will make you more aware of enemies around you, possibly showing them up on the radar. And Supercharge, which due to it being on the Assassin's class, I'm hoping it may offer the player a boosted damage output for a short time. Then we have the final class that they are showing us in this trailer. Whether we have more to play around with later on, I don't know, but for now I'm pretty happy with these. The last character is Synaptic, which I fear will also be the death of me, and I think it's quite freaky really. It's a close quarter combat role, and you're going to want to be running with either the shotgun or the SMG with this class. Now the weapon is an epic ERAD Cerberus. It looks pretty awesome. It could possibly be an SMG or maybe even an assault rifle, but it has the Master Key perk, allowing you to run with an underbarrel shotgun, which it isn't the first time we've seen that in the Call of Duty franchise, but it's still awesome. The payload is Reaper, a rapid melee combat mode, which turns you into like a cheetah or a dog, like the K9 equivalent in modern Infinite Warfare. And the funny thing is, the army are actually developing this type of cheetah kind of running robot drone to attack people, which is why it's freaking me out. Now the other payloads for this would be Rewind, which again could be a bit like Glitch, or Equalizer, which, just guessing here, it may regenerate health based on the amount of health missing. So you might gain 50% of the health that's missing. Just an idea which might be quite useful. Now for the traits, he's running with a rushdown, which allows you to dash in any horizontal direction. It's going to be very good if you are running the close combat payload, the Reaper, because you'll be able to dodge side to side when people are shooting at you if you're chasing head on. But he also has the choice of combat bursts, which I have no idea. No idea what that is, and propulsion, which would presumably propel someone towards a given direction, which could also be useful if you're running with the Reaper payload. Now, just before we finish with this video, there are two last things I want to notice. If we watch to the very end of the trailer, they give us a sneak peek at the crafting ability, so you can actually craft your weapons into your higher rarity weapons. I don't know quite how it's going to work, but it does look pretty cool. And also notice, once the guy crafts an epic weapon, the weapon has two key traits, weapon traits, which could be something that could be very useful when you're grinding for better weapons. You're going to want the extra traits. Anyway guys, that was something that I just thought was very interesting at the end. So as you guys can probably see, I am totally surprised at this trailer. I think it actually looks pretty damn good, and it's got some interesting choices. I'm going to be interested to see how they've swapped out the customization screens, because they are saying that this is giving us a lot more customization options. And you never know, without Modern Warfare Remastered, this game might be good anyway. But thankfully we get Modern Warfare Remastered with it anyway. Now guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did find it interesting, if you think I've got a good look at what the trailer could be about, if you like the analysis, please drop me a thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. If you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. And if you guys have any of the notes that you want to put in, just mention them below in the comment section. I do really appreciate it. Anyway guys, I hope to see you in the next video, and if not, I'll be reading your comments.